Programs help participants to develop creative, personal and social skills. You can visit them at www.interactionmk.org.uk.
You may be pleased to hear that Tenerife has rebranded itself and it's come up with a new logo and a slogan. The Tenerife Tourism Corporation has unveiled its new slogan and redesign of its traditional X logo, and this is to accommodate the island's new positioning based on product specialisation. The new 100% life motto will replace the previous Enjoy All from now on, together with more round shape of the word Tenerife and an embossed X which displays the shape of Mount Teed. I bet I pronounced that wrong. The president of the Tenerife government, who was at the launch, said that it's not a brand revolution but a brand redesign, so that specialisation and segmentation are reflected not only by the new positioning of the island but also with its visual identity. The Tenerife Tourism Corporation had been using its Enjoy It All slogan for over a decade, which made reference to the wide array of possibilities available on the island for all sorts of visitors, from white and volcanic sandy beaches and outdoor activities to culture and adrenaline sports. According to the spokesperson, the slogan and logo needed a makeover to reflect the specialisation of the brand in an ever-increasing competitive market. The popular X logo has not been modified as it has contributed to consolidate the island as a leading holiday destination. Have you ever chosen a holiday destination based on a logo? If you have, facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show. But although it hasn't really been changed, it has been embossed with the shape of the mountain, which is Spain's highest peak of an altitude of 3,718 metres. And if you weren't too sure about it, I'm going to let you know now that Tenerife is the most popular Canary island with British travellers. In 2014, the island welcomed over 5 million visitors, the UK market being the biggest source of visitors to the island, with over 1.6 million British tourists have visited the island last year. Is there any particular brand or logo when it comes to travel that really makes you smile because you really enjoy it and makes you have good holiday memories? Or there are some that you just think are terrible examples? Share them with us, facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show. The Association of Leading Visitor Attractions has revealed its members saw an average increase of 6.5% in visitors last year when compared to 2013. Scottish attractions had the greatest increase of almost 10%, followed by London with an increase of 7.11%, although my wife who works in London probably say that it seems to be a lot more tourists getting in her way than that. The British Museum remained the most popular visitor attraction overall for the 8th year running, with 6,695,213 visitors, and in second place was the National Gallery, which saw a 6.4% increase to just under 6.5 million visitors. Must admit, never been to the National Gallery, did do the British Museum once. Included in the numbers for the first time was the South Bank Centre, which saw 6,255,799 visitors, which gave them third place in the top 10. Jude Kelly, Artistic Director for South Bank Centre, said, "It's very exciting to be welcomed as a Association of Leading Visitor Attractions member, and we're thrilled to feature so highly in their annual list of top visitor attractions. Drawing on our rich heritage as London's festival site, we have ambitiously been growing our year-round festival programme for over the last few years, reinforcing South Bank Centre's position as a vibrant destination that delights in placing excellence and egalitarianism side by side." You can tell it's arty, too many big words. The Commonwealth Games and its cultural programme saw Glasgow's attraction achieve some of the largest increases, with the Kelvin Grove Art Gallery Museum having a 7.5% increase, while the Riverside Museum saw a 41.8% increase, Gallery of Modern Art 8.8%, and the People's Palace saw 22.5% increase. That's huge numbers. The Commonwealth Games didn't just fly the flag for Glasgow, but drew visitors to Scotland's attractions. The National Museum of Scotland was not only the most visited free attraction in Scotland, with over 1.6 million visitors, it was also the most visited museum outside of London. Edinburgh Castle was the most visited paid-for attraction outside London, with 1.4 million visitors, which is a 4% increase. Libraries also attracted substantial numbers, which is strange when you think about everything's online. The Library of Birmingham, which opened in 2013, being the most visited free attraction outside London, which is in 10th place with 2,414,860 visitors. And the British Library saw visits to its public events and programmes rise by 52%. Throughout the UK, museums and galleries saw a 6.09% increase. Blockbuster exhibitions, blockbuster stuff, continue to boost visitor numbers, with the Tate Modern welcoming a record 5,785,472 visitors, which is 4th place overall, which was helped by the Matisse attraction. And the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford saw a 16% increase, aided by the successful promotions of the Francis Bacon Henry Moore bits and bobs. So I'm not an art person. Don't ask me any questions. I wouldn't have a clue. Have you noticed an increase of your favourite attractions in and around London or throughout the UK? Well, now you know the reason why. There are more people. But what's your favourite? Do you prefer the British Museum over everything else? Or is there something else? I don't know, maybe like Gulliver's Land, for instance. Let us know your favourite attractions throughout the UK. Facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show. You're listening to the John Guinn Travel Show on seclosounds.org. Now for a bit of news about Seclo Sounds. Seclo Sounds Radio has been awarded a 5-year FM community radio licence by Ofcom. This licence will see the station increase its reach and effectiveness in the Milton Keynes area. It will also provide greater opportunities for volunteering and social engagement, including training and work experience. The award is a culmination of 4 years' work by a total of over 70 volunteers who have maintained the service on the internet in preparation for this announcement. The new FM status will enable Seclo Sounds to deliver a wider service to the community, with programmes produced and presented by local people, and will include topical discussions, news, community features, interviews, promotion of local organisations and talent, plus mainstream and specialist music shows. This is what Ofcom's Broadcast Licensing Committee, BLC, said of Seclo Sounds' FM application. Seclo Sounds will broadcast to Milton Keynes, although this service will cater specifically to the interests of its identified communities of interest, people who are disadvantaged even, people from diverse backgrounds, the local music and art scenes, and the voluntary sector. The BLC was satisfied that the applicant had the relevant experience to maintain its proposed service for the duration of the licence, noting that the applicant had been broadcasting a similar type of service online since 2011. The BLC also took into consideration the applicant's link to the community, for example, its relationships with local youth groups, businesses, mental health and disability charities, and its proposed partnership with the University of Bedford. The BLC considered all these links will enable the applicant to deliver specific and identifiable social gain to Milton Keynes, and to provide a service which caters for the tastes and interests of its target communities. Managing Director Mike Johnson said, "This is great news for the people of Milton Keynes, both in terms of programme provision and access to radio and training." He went on to say, "Our success is evidence of the fact that the people of varying backgrounds and abilities can work together for the good of all. I want to acknowledge our founding partners, the Campbell Park Parish Council, where the project was conceived, Interaction MK, our studio partner, MK Pulse magazine, and the commitment of the past and present volunteers who have helped to make the station what it is today. Special mention is due to the bid team led by Sales Director Jim Cleland, and which included John MacDonald, who's the Finance Director, and Managing Director Mike Johnson." The news release goes on to say that there's still some way to go until the frequency is allocated and FM transmissions can begin, but preparations have started in readiness for a switchover. A recruitment drive for new volunteer presenters and administrators is also underway, as well as a search for increased studio space. In the meantime, Set Close Sounds will continue to provide informative and entertaining programmes aimed at bringing in people and communities together. The station is committed to using its programmes, training and other initiatives to deliver social gain and meet the needs of the communities of interest, which are disadvantaged groups, diversity, emerging arts and the volunteering sector. Set Close Sounds is looking for new volunteer presenters and administrators, and those interested in being part of the future success of the station should email volunteers@setclosesounds.org. That's volunteers@setclosesounds.org. The station is also looking for increased studio space and would like to hear from companies who could offer around 500 square feet of accommodation. And please contact Mike Johnson at mike@setclosesounds.org. I've been a volunteer at Set Close Sounds for over 2 years. I've done over 100 shows. It's been hard work, but it's been a lot of fun. I met some great people, both as guests and the people I work with at Set Close Sounds. So if this is something that would interest you, you don't have to sit in front of a microphone. There's plenty of other jobs to do as well. But if there's anything you feel that you might be able to offer the station, especially as we're moving over to FM, it's volunteers@setclosesounds.org. And who knows, it could be you standing here in front of this microphone instead of me. I hope not, because I enjoy it too much, but you know what I mean. Well, reached the end of another travel show. Perhaps you're one of the very first children who visited Gulliver's Land in Milton Keynes, and you're now starting to take your own kids. My maths isn't too great, but I'm sure that's possible. If it is, try and have then and now photos, and please share them at facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show. As I mentioned earlier, if there's any travel funnies you'd like to share, same Facebook page to let us know what tickles your fancy when it comes to taking a mickey out of people who are travelling. Again, a shout out for anybody who wants any information about a travel destination, facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show. Let me know which country or destination you would like featured, and I'll get somebody on to talk about it. But I do hope you can join me next time on the John Guinn Travel Show on setclosesounds.org, where each week I'm checking it out before you check in.
MK Pulse proudly sponsors Set Close Sounds. MK Pulse is Milton Keynes' local magazine, bringing helpful information on food, health, fashion, money, travel, culture and much more to 84,000 people every month. Plus news, views and what's on from around the city. If it's happening in Milton Keynes, it's in MK Pulse, and it's available online at www.mkpulse.co.uk. MK Pulse and Set Close Sounds, the heart and soul of the city.